Here with Adam Pennington, Associate Head Track Coach here at NSU, in charge of sprinters and vaulters. And Adam, it's championship week, Southern Conference Outdoor Championships this week. When you expand out and look at this women's track team as a whole, chance for an outdoor title this year. It came 6 points short of an indoor title earlier this year, and now you add Speedy, Jasmine Steele, some of those names back into the outdoor mix. Of course, sprints plays a huge part of that. I mean, when you look at this team and what they have to do to win a team title, I mean, what are some of the things that go through your mind?
We're just all going to have to step up and do our role in that day, and this conference has gotten extremely tough over the years, and it's still really tough right now, I mean, the sprints are deep, the jumps are deep. I mean, I think 20 feet right now is 6th place in the women's long jump, 7th place, it's just insane. So all the way across the board, it's just a strong conference, one of the strongest non-power conferences probably in the country. So everyone's going to have to step up and do their job, but I think this is a team that can do it. I think they're very positive. Most of these girls are pretty experienced and been here, in this situation, and they've become runner-up multiple times, so they're a little hungry. They really want to go out there and get that title, and along with some individual titles, and head into regionals with some positive attitudes and try to get out of regionals, make it to Eugene.
You get a Linnell Washington back. She won the 60 gold indoors. She's only run one outdoor meet this season, coming back off of injury, but she'll be a gold for the conference championships. What does it mean to get somebody like that back to make the women's sprints even deeper?
It's something that I think will definitely benefit us. Linnell's another girl that continues to show up when it's time to show up. She's been hurt pretty much her whole career here, and hopefully we'll get over that hump and get things fixed. But she usually, when we get time to step up those big meets, she steps up and she becomes that girl we need her to become. And it's just some people can turn that light on and off, and she's one of those girls that can. She just she's one of those kids that she hates to lose, and she loves to compete. You have to love that about any athlete on the team. But it's positive for us to get her back. Where she's at right now, we don't quite know. It's really second week for her to be back kind of practicing, so we're taking things slow, and we're just going to go in there with a positive mindset, and whatever happens, we know it was a tough year for her outdoors, but I wouldn't be surprised anything she does at the outdoor championships.
And then when you look at things that have to happen for the women to win a team title, pole vault has to go a certain way. Anne-Marie Broussard won the gold indoor. You've got 3-4 girls that are certainly capable of scoring. When you look at that group, what's been their progression like, and then how important is that going to be to the team title?
Annie's kind of struggled, this year outdoors, and she's kind of had an injury that's been, costing her to practice since last year. But she's one of those girls, no matter how practice goes, I know when it comes to that meet time, she's one of those Linnell Washingtons and Natasha Jacksons that's just going to step up. She's got that bulldog mentality, and she just, when it gets that go time and crunch time, she goes. And I trust her, I believe in her, and she's really set the tone for the other girls on the team, and she's really helped out. Madison Brown right now, I think, is really on fire. I think she's about to jump something pretty big. She's a very coachable, hard worker, extremely raw and underdeveloped, so she's got a lot of upside. And then both of the other girls, are going to step in with Parrish. I think she's doing a good job right now, fixing some things, the small things to help her out. I think Carlin's finally starting to click on a few things. So, our conference is tough. You had one of the best vaulters in the country outdoors back, and she's jumping well right now. So it's going to be a dogfight in the pole vault, and I think all 4 girls, if we can just get a chance to score a point or get in that position to help out with the team, I think it would definitely help us in the long run.
Of course, we talked about how deep the women's sprints group is, especially the 200 and the 400. You get a Diana Granados that has really come on this year. Erica Lister seems like she's rebounding back from an injury, and she's been a big force this year. Jayla Fields that can run and jump, can score points on either side. When you look at that group as a whole, what do you think?
It's special. Our number 1 and 3 girl in the 60 that won indoors, they're not even on the 4x1 right now, so that just shows you how much depth you have. And, it's good to have that type of depth, because I can trust the other girls to fill in those roles until we get healthy enough to get them back on the relay. But Granados has stepped up huge. I've been saying it for years, who she was and what she can be, and just took her to finally believe in herself. And once she did that, she's taken off, and she's going to continue to take off. What I've seen at practice with her each day for the last month and a half, 2 months, is she can run with Natasia Jackson stride for stride. So if she can do that, I know she'll be ready for the conference. And, Erica Lisser, same thing, coming off an injury, but man, she's such a talented kid that I can't put anything past her. She could step in and do some special things. And Robin Bird was right there on the edge too, and she's just climbing and climbing and climbing. And you're talking about a girl that ran 11.2 in her career before and 23 low, so she's willing to get back to what she once was, and so she's really been putting the work after a lot of injuries and some setbacks. So I wouldn't be surprised to see her do something pretty special as well.
When you're talking about something like a conference championship weekend, you got to perform that one race. So a Robin Bird that's been on the Big 12 stage, that's a Lataria Jefferson too, that have succeeded on the NCAA and the Big 12 stage. That experience, how much does that mean?
She's runner-up national junior college championships. She's been on the big stage at Texas Tech. She's been surrounded around a great group of athletes between her last two schools. She's could have many times quit this year. She's had some really major setbacks and a really tough career over these last few years. And instead of quitting, she just showed up every day and just continued to prove everybody wrong and continue to show she can do this. And and we love that about her. She steps up and she just keeps working. And she's, I didn't think she'd ever be on my relay at one point, and now she's the heart of my relay. She's one of those girls that she sets it off out of the block, so she means a lot to us. And I just think the depth for us right now on that sprint side is really important.
And then Janelle Moore has a chance to do pretty well in both hurdles. And then I guess, she sprinted indoor at the conference championships to try to get some points. She can certainly capable of doing that too. When you look at her progression, and then Aliyah Carswell that's come along as well in the hurdles. What do those two bring?
Those two they push each other, at practice, and I think both are going to step up at the meet. Carswell is clicking on some things. She's willing to get there. She's working hard. We're going to be back in Houston, which is where she's from. I recruited her at the same stadium we're running in. So she's going to have some fun. She's going to be okay out there. And same thing with going with our other hurler. If Janelle steps up and does what she's supposed to do, Janelle's as talented as anyone in this conference. She's one of those girls, no matter what, when it comes that time, it's somebody we can trust and believe in. And she's a diamond. Wherever you put her, she can go. She can run the 8, she can run the 2, she can run the 4. She can do anything that we ask her to do. Probably should have made her a multi, but we won't do that. But no, she's been amazing for us. Janelle's kind of the grandma of the team. She keeps it, set. She doesn't joke around a lot. She's pretty straightforward, and she just gets out there and she works, and she just wants to be successful. And she's hard on herself sometimes, but at the end of the day, I know what she wants to be and where she's at. And as long as we're on the same page, Janelle's one of the probably most special girls I've ever coached.
Going on the men's side, Kiev Harry has run a 10.16. Kenny Harrison has certainly really improved his standing in the 200 when you're talking about from a regional and national perspective. And then just more depth with the Destin Scott and Ebenezer Gray, on and on and on. You still got Tredaris Carr and Brandon Letts that are certainly capable of doing big things this weekend. I mean, when you look at that group, what are some things that go through your mind?
We're definitely on the guys' side. We're not quite as deep, but we're pretty extreme quality. If those guys click at the right time, some good things can happen. Tredaris Carr has been a little banged up this outdoor season. If we can just get him in the right position, I know what he can do at a big championships. He's made multiple outdoor finals. Kennedy Harrison right now might be the most diverse freshman athlete in the conference. He can do it all. 1 through the 4. He's just a competitive kid. He's one of those kids you got to watch out for. He'll step up and try to compete, even hurt. He's just one of those competitors. He just loves to compete. And then we'll add Junior Charles back on some relays outdoors, and that'll be fun to give him a chance to finally run. Destin Scott's been hurt for a while, so just to get him back and hopefully healthy. Great mindset, hardworking kid. Just an injury that just keeps bugging him, and I think he's going to be ready to go. And I think as long as his mind's there, he'll be able to handle some things. But Kiev, Kiev's one of those guys that he works hard. He's beat adversities, came back, and he's beat the odds so many times and had so many setbacks, and he continues to just do all the small things to get better. And I think if he continues to do what he does, we can see something pretty special in that 100 meters from him.
This program has been really good about putting relays at that national level. Is Kiev one of those guys that has that shot at the individual platform there at the national level?
For sure, yeah. Kiev's, I think he's a top 10 sprinter in the country, and we're talking about 100 meters, So I think if he steps up and does what he's supposed to do, and we've been working on some key, focal points that we need to fix, I think that Kiev has the ability to probably really run with anybody in the 100 meters in the country. I think he's the guy on the right day can be a 10-0 sub-10 guy, So we're just going to have to put together the right race at the right time, and he's going to have to do some things. But yeah, I think he's that guy. I really do. I think he can step up and compete at the national championships in the 100 if he continues to do what he does.
What has he done? You talked about a guy that didn't really get recruited out of high school very much, went to Texas College, came to you, and he was running 11s. What has he been able to do? Health, I'm sure, is a big part of it, but for him to put it all together and be a 10-1 type guy who could even go lower, I mean, what has he been able to do?
I think he came in at first, and he knew his role. He comes in with Michael Larkins and Amir James and Desmond, Maps and Michael Magruder. So you're having 4 guys that you're walking into that have all ran under 10:25. It's kind of tough, to just hop in and be that guy. So he kind of had to wait his turn, but waiting his turn, he was able to learn from some really great guys in front of him. By the end of that year, he had already made a spot on the relay, and as his first year here, he's a first-team All-American. So it gave him a chance to experience what a little bit of a championship taste felt like, and for him to be able to compete at the national championships as a freshman definitely helped him out throughout the rest of his career. And he was just set back from a few injuries and some class stuff, and he just had to stay in there and continue to fix some things on his body and continue to get healthy. And once he got healthy, he's one of those guys that just 100% every single day at practice, and we finally got on the same page of communication where he just lets me know when one day he's a little more sore than the other, and we might modify that workout for that day. So it's all about keeping him healthy and safe. But yeah, Kiev's from coming from a school so small like Texas College, wanting to walk on here, and at first I didn't even want to take a shot on him, and then he gets here, and I realized right away he was a pretty talented kid with a lot of raw ability that just needed to be developed. And I think he had it all along. I just think he needed to be put in the right hands around the right people. And once he was put in those hands, I think the rest was history for him.
Coach Adam Pennington, thank you very much.
I appreciate you.